good, YouTube? It's your girl, Rod, and I am back with another video, man. So today, this video is probably I'm trying to make it short and sweet, but this is basically like a story time on how I got pregnant, how I found out I was pregnant, my pregnancy, the birth, and the passings of my kids. So, I got pregnant. Technically, I got pregnant March 5th. Yeah. Like March 5th or the weekend right after the week before the 5th or whatever. But the 5th is basically when my doctor went told me I got pregnant. So I got pregnant. I took the pregnancy test. I took the pregnancy test or whatever. It was too like I didn't even know that I was pregnant. Like I didn't miss my period yet because I found technically I thought I was pregnant because my mama came on her cycle before me. She came on her cycle before I did, and I'm like, well, like that never happened. Not out of all the years I've been on my period, I've never started my period after my mama. I always start before her, and then she come on after me. So that just hit me. So I text my sister. I'm like, can you buy me a pregnancy test or whatever? And she brought me a pregnancy test, and then I took it, and it said pregnant. I took two, but this one don't even say it no more. But this one still do. It say pregnant. I took it and I found out I was pregnant. I cried like everybody else do. Like, I cried. Because it was crazy. Like, my baby daddy, we were just friends. Like, we were just fucking on each other. We were just friends. So, when I found out, I told him. And he basically was just telling me, like, get an abortion. This is that and the third. And I didn't really want to do that because I didn't want to do that. Like, I'm about to be 25 years old. I'm like, I didn't lay down to make these babies. I might as well take care of them. Oh, and I'm getting to that. Okay, so I made my first appointment for March 30th. March 30th. Oh, I found out I was pregnant March 23rd. I called and made the doctor's appointment, and I went to go see the doctors March 30th. That day, I went to go see the doctor. Morning sickness kicked the fuck in. Like, when I say kicked in, bitch, it said, hello, knock, knock, we at the door. Like, hey, boo, open up. So I was throwing up for about, I'd say like a week and a half straight. And it got so to the point where I was just so like, so sick that everything, all my levels was low. My potassium was low. My protein was low. Like, everything was low. I had low iron. Like, everything was low. So I'm in the hospital. I went to St. John Hospital, whatever. And the lady, she was not supposed to tell me this. She was like, I'm getting an ultrasound done because I told them I was pregnant. I was six weeks pregnant. Nope, 7 weeks pregnant because it was like a week and a half. So 7 weeks pregnant. Because the day I went to the doctor, March 30th, I was turning 6 weeks that next day. So, yeah, I went to the hospital. I'm throwing up still. And the lady that's doing my ultrasound, she was like, look, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but the reason why you're throwing up like this is because you're pregnant with twins. I said, no, she didn't even say pregnant with twins. She said, I'm going to show you something. This is baby A. I bust out crying because after they say baby A, what is after baby A? Baby B or C or D. Like, so I'm just like, for real. So I started crying. I text my mama and was like, Ma, I'm having twins. And she was like, stop playing. I'm like, girl, is this something that you think I'll be playing about? Like, come on now. Why would I play about this? Be for real, Ma. So after that, I was just sick. Like, my first trimester was horrible. I was in and out the hospital sick until about 14 weeks. 14 weeks. Yeah, 14 weeks. It was okay. Like, it was, I started eating again. I'm like, oh yeah, like, okay, getting back to it. And, I mean, I was still having my periods where I was throwing up and stuff, but they had prescribed me so many medicines that it was starting to get under control. So, 14 weeks, 15 weeks, everything was going by smooth. I'm starting to plan my baby shower and stuff. You know, just to be early because, you know, twins could come early depending on how you carry and stuff. So Anyways, my bad, y'all. So, I found out, I was trying to find out early what I was having, but my blood test never had came back. They needed to run more blood or whatever. So, I ended up finding out what I was having at 20 weeks. 20 weeks, I found out I was having a boy and a girl, Mason and Madison Perry. And that appointment where I found out I was having a boy and a girl, they thought I was going into labor early. And they sent me down to triage because my cervix was short. Having a short cervix means that it could open. Like, from it being short and so much, like, I guess pressure being on it, it can start opening up. So they checked me. I wasn't in labor. That happened. And then, what else happened? Nothing really else happened after that, for real. Like, it was just, I was just on not bed rest, but taking it easy. And they was making me insert these pills every night before I went to bed to keep my cervix closed. So, 2 weeks had went by, and one morning, it was a Sunday morning, I woke up and I felt something coming out of me. Like, it felt like a head was coming out of my vag area. So I instantly started freaking out. So I told my mom, like, Mom, we need to go to the hospital. We called the ambulance. They come. I guess in the hospital, and I'm dilated to 3 centimeters. 3 centimeters, that was crazy. What I mean, crazy. I'm like, 3 centimeters. I'm only 22 weeks and 5 days. Nope, 22 weeks. And like, I think it was like 4 days or something at the time. It was like 4 days or something. And then, no, it was like 3 days. 22 weeks and 3 days or something. I'm like, okay. So that's like, okay, don't panic. Your water bag is slipping. And we don't want you to panic or whatever, because it could go back up. Everything could stop. You're not having contractions right now. So we just gonna keep you here, put you on bed rest, and see what happens. So I was there Sunday, Monday. They was like, my contractions started kicking in for real on Monday. Like, and Monday night when I went to sleep, I was at 5 centimeters. Yeah, I was at 5 centimeters. And I was just getting scared, more and more scared as they kept doing stuff, because I kept feeling the bag slip out of me. And I mean, slip out of, I wish I could show y'all, but that's just too much. That's just too much. But it was like this, and it was just slipping. It was like a clear bag just slipping out of my vag area. And so when I went to sleep, I was only on morphine. I did not have no epidural. I didn't have none of that other stuff. Or that good medicine they be talking about. I ain't had that. Mamas didn't have that. I didn't get that. So, Monday night when I went to sleep, they gave me some more morphine. And I woke up like in the middle of the night. I want to say it was like 5 something in the morning. And it was like, I just had to sneeze real bad. But I knew if I sneezed, it was a possibility that I could break my water bag. So I was holding my sneeze for a long time. And then it just came out and my water bag said, poof, pop. I said, I think my water bag just broke. Could y'all check? And the lady checked. She was like, yeah, your bag just broke. It's time you at 10 plus centimeters. It's time to push. No medicine, no nothing. I said, I can't get nothing, nothing, like not even a Benadryl. I mean, not a Benadryl, not even a Motrin. I can't get a Motrin. That's crazy. So they flipping on the bed and stuff, you know, breaking the bed down and shit, like, to get birth. And, girl, whoo. When they say giving natural birth, I know my kids was small. My kids was, I mean, y'all let's see the picture of how small my kids was. Because I'm going to insert the video after this whole video is over so y'all can see, like, the rundown of the pregnancy and pictures. But yeah, like, so I just was, like, a little confused when she was like, all right, it's time to push. I'm like, with no medicine. She's like, yeah, baby, I'm so sorry. It's gonna be over quick. It was over quick, but that hurted. So once I got to pushing, girl, it felt like the ring of fire hit that ass. Like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. No, for real. I thought I was dying. So Madison was born at 6'17", 15 ounces, 11 inches. And Mason was born 1 pound at 6:19 a.m. 1 pound, 1 ounce, 11 inches. And they was born on July 28th, 2020. That was the saddest day of my life because when Madison was born, she stayed in the room with me. Mason got took to another room so they can, put tubes in their mouth to try to save them. Madison just kept, like, I don't know if y'all know this term, coding, as in dying. Her heart kept failing. And that was just so hard for me to hear because after 4 times, I just wanted them to stop because it was like, for CPR for kids, you can break their ribs if you push too hard. You get what I'm saying? And my kids was already fragile, so it wasn't too much they could do. Medicine only lived 45 minutes out of the wound. And Mason lived a day. He lived overnight. He passed away the next day at 11:20. That was the hardest day of my life. Like, the hardest day that was the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. That was the hardest thing I've ever had to, like, experience. I'm still hurt. Like, I'm not crying now because I don't want to give y'all no ugly cry on camera. But honestly, I don't regret getting pregnant. I don't regret what happened because everything happens for a reason. God had a plan. And at the end of the day, I still have my kids with me no matter what. And yeah, my baby daddy was trash, y'all. So that's one thing I am, like, grateful about the whole situation is I don't ever have to deal with him ever again in life. Like, ever. Because that's one thing I was just, like, procrastinating about in November when I gave birth. When I was supposed to give birth in November. But due to circumstances, I gave birth in July. So it's just like, now I just don't have to deal with him. But if my kids were still here, I would have to deal with him. You get what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I can say that, like, I'm grateful for. Other than that, I'm on my kids. And that's really it. Like, that's really the story time on how I got pregnant, how I found out I was pregnant, and how I gave birth. It really not that long because everything happened so fast. Like, my pregnancy went kind of fast. Like, I was 5 months basically when I gave birth. Like, that 5 months shot by fast, but that's because I was sick for almost 4 other months. So it was like, it's like, whatever. But yeah, so that's the story time on how I got pregnant. My pregnancy and stuff like that. I don't think it's nothing else that I need to say. Oh, I had a balloon release for my kids. And I also had a fish fry because I was supposed to do a baby shower on August 30th. But due to circumstances, it's no need to do a baby shower. So I just did a fish fry. So I could just be around people and won't be sad and depressed. I said depression. But I'm also doing therapy. I'm doing real good at my therapy. And it's just, yeah, a lot of stuff just, everything just happened for a reason. And I can't really say what was the reason for God giving me these kids and then taking them away. Maybe I just wasn't ready. Maybe I was ready. Maybe this is what I needed to go through. Like, I just don't know yet. So, yeah. But please like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope y'all didn't judge me on how I look today. because after this video, I'm doing a makeup video for y'all, because why not? Period. Cool. So, yeah. That's really it.